I would say we've had Dr. Simon Fraser, who has been chairman for the Hospital Insurance Commission, and Dr. Clarence James, who was a former minister for finance, who very much were involved and particularly addressed some of the areas in healthcare which were perhaps lacking, I would say, at the time in terms of being complete.
Dr. Masters, who was a member of Parliament at the time, along with Dr. John Stubbs and myself, were three doctors in the House, which was unusual. And together we crafted the basic legislation that developed the healthcare system.
Gerald Simons, who is now the CEO of Argus, is a person who has made a contribution to the development of healthcare.
Like Quintin Ednis, Dr. John Stubbs, Dr. Clarence James, and others were heavily involved in designing, creating that Act of Parliament. What was significant about that Act was that it required companies that had 3 or more employees at the time to have a minimal level of health insurance. E.J. Sainsbury, my predecessor here at Argus, was heavily involved as a leader of the Health Insurance Association of Bermuda.
I have to say that the chairman that I appointed, Alf Orton, he did a good job in sort of crystallizing some problems that we had at that time.
I can name a few. Quintin Ednis, for one. There was Dr. Brown, who, as you know, has made quite some strides.
I should also mention the Hospital Insurance Commission. Persons on the Hospital Insurance Commission included people like Mr. Alice Francis, Mr. Ralph Pengelly, Mr. Scott Hunter. He was the chairman at one stage. The late Mr. John Butterfield. We also had the current Chief Medical Officer, Dr. John Cann.
But you can't have a conversation for many minutes without the name of Senator Alf Orton coming up. Many of the things he was saying there, he was sort of a prophet in his own time. Obviously, Premier Brown has to be mentioned as an important figure. And alongside him, the 2 ministers that I've worked with mainly. I thought it was a real pleasure and privilege to work under Minister Nelson Bascom, who we all miss. But his work was taken forward by Minister Roban, who I think saw the wisdom of what Minister Bascom has started.